Is it temporary upside or change in trend in the NIFTY index? Let's know in today's FMTA for 5th of January 2025.
Welcome to Unfolding the Secrets of Elliot Wave Theory through today's financial market technical analysis and updates about weather and monsoon in India and around the globe.
FMTA for the 5th of January 2025. Hello everyone and welcome to a New Year's news session for FMTA. Today is the 5th of January 2025 and I hope you all had a very good start of the year and hopefully the market, the stock exchange treats us well in this new year. So let's start with our analysis for the next week. That's going to be another crucial week. So why I'm saying that is because every day there is some kind of volatility. There is an uptrend and then again it goes ahead and starts with a bearish trend. So whether is there any relief, is this temporary upside, or are we finally looking at some trend reversal is something that we all want to know, and I will be discussing that in this analysis. So this is the Nifty 50 index. We are in the hourly and we can see here that's the kind of channel, the blue one that I'm talking about. We were seeing and hoping if the prices go and enter this particular channel, we might see some recovery in the market, but it did not survive for much longer time and then it continued the correction. So now is there any more upside to it is something we want to know. So I will be sticking to the hourly. Maybe I will go in 15 minutes because it's quite volatile and talking about market for the daily is too far. So that's the reason why I will stick to the hourly now. So always I'd say that the gaps of the market get covered. So this is the gap that this particular trend has covered, and we do have few more gaps here, small ones. So what will happen? Yes, eventually they will get covered also. And the positive news is that none of this particular bullish candles have that gap up. So it's a good news. But let's see what happens more. And quickly I will be switching to the 15 minutes. But before that, I want to show you something. I did create a trend line here, and this trend line will give me some support and for this coming week. And if it breaks the support, we all know where it's heading towards. It's going to head towards 23,883, and further there is a massive support, a primary support, that's another primary trend line, one of the primary trend line I would say, which is at 23,830. I was looking forward for something like a massive downside, that is 23,100 something, but we did see a good recovery and we will be sticking to small corrections rather than the big ones. So this particular channel is again will be providing us a good support because quite a rally there. Now going in 15 minutes to understand if the waves are done or not, we can see here that, let me just take care of this now. So now we see that this is the first wave and the second correction. Now this second correction looks like, if I zoom in, it's like an expanded flat. That's the A, B and C. And then we have another 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 and then we'll have a 5. So I'm sorry about that noise. So let's go ahead and mark the waves so that it's much more clear. I will be using the text tool. So here is 1. Let me change the color to make it much more visible. I'll use a black there. So 2. I'm using Roman numbers. We are doing a fresh count here, so not using any primary right now. This is an internal of some primary. And then we have 3. This one looks like a 4. Look at this 3 movement. It's a perfect third wave movement, very steep and sharp. And then we have the 4th. Well, if I have gone in 15 minutes, we can see that there is a small closing of a bearish candle in 15 minutes. So whether it will head towards there is something we have to look forward to. So very crucial, this area here is a very crucial area now. So prices will be, sustaining in this particular area, giving a pressure, resistance, support. Resistance, support is what is going to play on Monday, looks like. Now, whether it will break the 24,056 mark or approximately there is something I feel like might happen, but before that it's going to do a small dip, like it will have a dip of around 50 points. So we are that close. I mean, I'm discussing 50 and 100 points. So it is also very important in this volatile market. So I do see some waves here. If I go in 5 minutes, I can count the waves and I feel like it's not ended yet. So I look at a level of 23,900 something. So, and then, I might see an upside again. So what comes after the 4th wave? We get a 5th wave. So the 5th wave is always crossing the 3rd wave. Generally, when, it's not a bearish market, we don't see truncated waves. Truncation means that it will not cross the high of the end of the 3rd wave. It's the start of the 4th wave. It needs to go above that, at least light a bit. So we are looking at a level of 24,234 and more. So I'm hoping it will go to 24,300 after it, makes a small dip. So this is our support, this channel. It's going to be 23,900 and the next support will be 23,850. That's for the Nifty. We are just going very close, keeping it very small for day to day. So it's for the upcoming week, a small dip and then we might see an upside there. And then what will happen after that? Well, we all, up till now, you must have known that after a 5-wave movement, we do get another A, B, C, that's a correction. So we might see a correction. Now, whether the 5th wave will touch this particular channel is what everybody would be wanting to. So we'll be following up on that in the next week. So I'm just dragging the channel a little longer for us to see where it heads towards. And then, well, is the 4th wave going to happen? This 4th wave is a primary, so I will be changing it to a 4 right there. And I will be going in, now this is a 4th, but we are waiting for a A, B and C. So there is a C also going in hourly. Yeah, here it is. I'll just keep it here. Now this will become my 3rd. So this is the 3rd wave and that's the 4th wave. And that's internal of whatever is going on. So A, B and C is something we are waiting for. And I feel that, if the C has ended, it should end here. But looks like it should go to 23,145. Now it all depends if it breaks this channel. There will be a positive upside only if we have something above this channel, or else we have to wait and watch if the correction continues. So this is for the Nifty 50 index, a small correction, still looking like a small upside in the next week till 24,300. Now, is there anything supportive? Well, we'll be looking at the BSE first and then we'll be looking at the supportive things in it. So that's the Bse Sensex 30. Same thing, I have already placed this channel, same channel, it's moving hand in hand, it's the same. So same I would go, but I will be discussing some levels there. Well, look at this channel is the support channel. I will be going in 15 minutes to make it much more clear. Now the support of, the first support will be this channel, that is 78,983. The prices should bounce from there and we might see a small upside, that is 80,197. Not very small, 1,000 point upside, 1,000 to 1,200. So that's going to happen in this coming week is what I predict. It's an analysis, nothing is absolute. So, well, we have to look and wait for it. So, little recovery, slight recovery, and then a ABC pattern again. So what would be positive is the trend when we are looking for a trend reversal. So if I'm looking for a reversal, I better have prices above this line. Let me change the color, make it blue, little darker maybe. Prices need to go above this particular channel. Then only we can talk about some positive. Now, right now you see that in the daily we have a very bearish candle, and we can see how the prices are resisting, and there's a lot of pressure to break through or break in. So next week, little recovery, and we will be seeing if there will be an uptrend or not. So for that, it has to go above 81,720. That's for the BSE. The support is this channel, which I have already discussed. We are looking at 78,900 something, and if it breaks, then we are looking at another support that would be 77,585, and then again the next one will be 76,800 something. So that's where we are heading. So the massive support will be 75,200, which I will not be waiting for right now, as every day is a very crucial and a very close day. So we'll be focusing in it very closely. And then let's go to the Dow Jones. Global market, anything positive in the global? Let's see. Well, no. And as I discussed in the previous session, it did take resistance, and it's continuing the downside with this particular blue channel, and it's heading towards 41,949. So quite going the way we are predicting it to go. So resistance, it did take, and now heading towards this. So bearish Dow Jones, well, little bit is left. And also now there is a change in the government. Very soon Trump will be taking in office around 21st January. So hoping that we might see positive global markets after that. Right now we are looking at this level. Every week we'll be discussing it. So we'll follow up on Dow Jones also. So week Dow Jones. And then we have Hangsang. That's Hangsang market. Well, same, it did take resistance. It was very indecisive, so I had already discussed that looks like prices are too very much in pressure and it might continue the downside. It did, and it did, went below this channel, and it has entered this channel again. So what will happen? After that, an indecisive candle. So if there is another bearish candle on Monday, we know where it's going to head towards. It will head towards the lower trend line of this channel. So that's the level is 18,536. Looking at how the global economics is going right now, it looks like weak Hangsang. So weaker Hangsang. So global markets are not positive. And after this, we will be looking at USD against INR. Well, I am in the weekly with the USD against INR, and we did see a very sharp upside to that, and another high, and weaker rupee, all-time low rupee is at, and USD against INR is at all-time high. We are looking at 85.76 as a closing. Well, this interface is not showing the high that it made on Thursday. It did make a high of around 86.80, somewhere there. And it's not showing on this because so volatile and there are so many spikes that it quickly moves, and just in a microsecond it comes back. So sometimes few of the interface don't show that. So now why is it important for me? So I went in the weekly, I did create something. So that's one point where it is 2013 September. I just selected that point and I've connected it to The recent one, not very recent, 2022, around October. So I have connected these 2 points and I've seen if there is any stop to the upside in the USD against INR, and I did find something. It has touched this particular line. It's not showing in this one, but it did touch there. So looking at, I would say, it's a massive resistance. Now, if that breaks, that's not a good news. So we'll be following up on it. So, well, the global markets are not very positive right now, so we might see a correction soon. And also, I never discuss, sometimes I do discuss indicators. The indicators, that is the MACD and RSI, is something that I follow. I would like to say that MACD and RSI both are very divergent in the weekly and in the daily and also in the monthly. Means when I say divergent, well, if the prices are moving upside, even the indicators should show upside. It should make a high in the overbought. But when prices are moving, making high every day, and the MACD is in the pressure and not very strong, weak, then we see divergence in there. So it's a good news for the USD against INR, but it's been divergent since a year now, but nothing positive has happened yet. Well, the pattern is something that I discussed, this pattern, that is the ending diagonal. I am still sticking to that, and I wish that this spike is something, a throwover is what I would say it is, because it's connected with the global market. We do see some throwovers in such instance. So going in daily, we have this channel right here. We know that the markets have taken resistance now, and we have seen 85, 83, 76, 83 somewhere. So what would tell me if rupee will strengthen this particular channel right here? If the prices enter this red channel, that is if they just break down on this and we get the prices to move in this channel, we will be looking at some positive news for the rupee. So rupee will appreciate and the USD against INR will depreciate. So if prices are around 85 and it breaks the 85 level, we will be seeing some positive stock exchange also. So rupee getting stronger, that is the sign for it. So that's the USD against INR, and then let's go towards the main contender, that is gold. Sorry about that. Well, it's getting loaded. Till then we can look at the MCX gold, then we'll go to the IC gold. Now that's the MCX gold futures for the Indian market, and we are seeing this, the two trend lines that we were looking at, and we did see that the prices did go beyond that. And then we see a good recovery there, and we saw almost 1,000-point movement. Not even 1,000, more than that. Now this is 76,000 and we did see it touching 77,900. So 2,000-point movement right there. So what's happening? Like, is this the upside of the gold? Well, I did say that I do see something. Well, let's discuss that. So, I'm sorry. I'm just going here and I'll come back. Okay, that's better. Now, taking this point of the motive and then touching this particular corrective and then just making a trend line out of it. And then I will go ahead and make a parallel. I'm going to clone it. So once I clone it, I will be using this point right there. That's the high point. Now when we see that prices did go above that but could not survive, and then it started and continued the downside on there. So what's happening here? We see that gold did try to recover but entered this channel again. So again it looks like gold is going to be a little weak. So I see a little downside in gold, and it might touch the level of 76,455. Is there something more? Now I'm in the hourly, so quite close, and I can go in 15 minutes to see if there is any other aspects where I could see prices going above this channel. So let's go in 15 minutes quickly and we can look at it. Now, well, we do have something, and let me see. Well, I'll be using this point and this point. Well, does not seem like, it seems like it has gone beyond this line. So what's the next point I see is this. So I see bearish gold, and of course we'll be following up, and I do see some wave patterns also. This is the corrective pattern, and it's continuing the correction, or I would say the downside. So overall picture which I discussed in the previous week was weak gold, and we did see some recovery there, and again it's continuing the downside. So I will be going in daily. Yeah, that's the channel which we are discussing. So I do see prices going towards, that's a quite far time. So I would say let's not be very worried about it right now. So we do have the closest level that I discussed. So the closest level is this, 77,295, and then if it just continues this kind of bearish red candle, we might see the prices going towards 76,452. Well, if that breaks, then we know where it's heading towards. But first support would be 74,886. The second support would be 73,321, and last but not the least, 72,960. Now these are all approximate. So if I go little on the right hand side, we see 73,129. So 73,000 is a very crucial level for gold. So I've discussed all the close prospects of it, and if we want to see something bullish, prices need to just penetrate above this channel, and in a good bullish candle we should see 78,200 somewhere, and then we might see, you know, gold heading towards 79. Right now it does not look like, but next week we'll say. So we'll follow up on next week. Then like I said, I wanted to discuss the ICE gold quickly. So here it is, ICE gold. It's also, you know, somewhere taking resistance, same pattern. If I go in hourly, you will see that, you know, it has the same possible pattern. Now look at this. I will just go ahead and, yeah. So it's heading little bearish around 2,647. So the first level that I discussed with the MCX gold is possible on Monday or Tuesday. So bearish gold looks like weak gold. So gold is weak, currency is indecisive, I would say. Let's wait. It's a massive resistance that it touched, so we might see some recovery on there in the currency, and the stock exchange also has little upside to it. So that's it for today. It's a longer session today, so I hopefully all your questions are answered, and see you in the next week. And this is Vaishali Sheth signing off for Alpha. Thank you.
Kindly like, share and subscribe. Learn technical analysis and get specialized in wave analysis today and be your own fund manager. Why to rely on others when you yourself are aware of how to do your financial investments? Get your commodity currency and annual monsoon report. Also, we offer career counseling programs with assessment from class 8 to up till your graduation. So thank you all, and see you in the next session of FMTA.